Welcome to week 6 of the Kid Authors Project, Kid Authors, and I just did this huge long video and it was not recording my sound, which makes me sad. So here we go again. Fingers crossed. All right, so thank you for your great stories on the box that shows up on your doorstep. I noticed a lot of long stories, which makes me really happy. Short stories make me happy too, but the longer stories make our book bigger. So this week, we just have 2 weeks left. This week, I want you to imagine that you are going through your attic or your basement and you find a box, and inside the box is something that leads you to believe that one of your parents is a pirate or a superhero or a ninja. So tell me, what's in the box? I know this is kind of like last week's, but there's a reason for this. Something that leads you to believe that somebody in your family is a pirate or a ninja or a princess or a whatever. So that is your story. If you think of something else that you would rather write about, that's cool too. I don't really care. As long as you're writing, that is the whole point of the Kid Authors Project. If you want to write what we are writing, that is awesome. If not, yeah. So I just got back from a morning of reading my book at a local elementary. So, yeah, that's awesome. And this is what I'm reading. For March's reading month, so Daniel the Drawer. This is my book baby. And also, I got to read a little bit from the second book, Daniel the Camper. And those are both available on Amazon if you would like a copy, or you can go to sjhenderson.net and there is a store and you can order an autographed copy. But they are a little bit cheaper on Amazon. So I was reading my first chapter of my book to the good boys and girls of a local elementary here, and in the first chapter of Daniel the Drawer, 9-year-old Daniel is searching for something and comes across an item in his attic, and that would lead me to believe that maybe somebody in his family knows something about magic. So, not like Harry Potter magic, but yeah. So I would like to read you the first chapter. This is what I do when I go to schools, and I have fun doing it, and I get to meet amazing kids and laugh a lot and be weird, because that's what I am. Okay. Chapter 1. Did you make any new friends at school today? Mom asks, smiling at me as she wipes crumbs from the counter. Every day it's the same question, and every day I give the same answer. They say adults are supposed to be smart, but maybe no one told Mom. I grab the carton of milk and take a gulp before she notices, then wipe away my milk mustache with my sleeve. Today I feel dramatic, so I puff up my chest and place my hands on my hips like a superhero before booming, Annie is the only friend I need. If I owned a cape, I would make sure it flapped in the breeze behind me the whole time, but capes weren't on the shopping list for school clothes this year. Mom looks disappointed. I'm disappointed too. Capes are cool. Not as cool as samurai swords or skateboarding dogs, but you know, still pretty awesome. Daniel, Annie is a nice girl, but it's not healthy to have only one friend. Parents always say stuff isn't healthy for you. Candy bars aren't healthy. Staying up all night watching television isn't healthy. Now being friends with Annie isn't healthy. Unless Mom means the time Annie sneezed right in my face and I ended up sick in bed for 2 days. I don't understand how having Annie as my friend can be bad. Really, Daniel? What if Annie moved away? Then you wouldn't have any friends. She's not going anywhere. She told me so. Her face grows serious. Promise me you'll at least try to talk to the other kids? Yeah. I roll my eyes, but make sure I turn my back to her first. Mom hates it when I roll my eyes. Only she can roll her eyes and get away with it. What's for dinner? Meatloaf, your favorite. Gross. I stick out my tongue and make a gagging noise. I was going to warn you that Tommy's in the living room waiting for your sister, but since you're being a smarty pants, maybe I won't. Tommy, ugh. My sister Lila's latest boyfriend, Tommy, is the worst one yet. He plays in a band and has just enough hair on his chin to make it look like he's superglued a caterpillar there. Tommy also likes to call me Buddy and punch me in the arm. I figure he can't remember my name. When we first met, Tommy called me Fritz for an entire day before Lila finally put a stop to it. I tiptoed down the hall past the living room door, but knock into the coat rack with my backpack. Like a hungry lion, Tommy pounces, jumping over the back of the couch and directly in front of me. Great. Buddy! He punches me in the arm, as always. Ow, I whine. Before he can hit me again, I slip off my backpack and hide my arms behind it like a knight with a shield. What's up, big guy? I try to answer him, but it's kind of hard since he's put me in a headlock, his skinny forearm pressing into my windpipe. Up close, Tommy smells like microwave burritos and cat litter. He rubs his knuckles on the top of my head and I yelp. When the torture portion of our meeting ends, he lets me go and acts like nothing ever happened. Lila says you're a drawer. I'm pretty sure he means artist. But my head and arms still hurt, so I keep my mouth shut. I guess so. I shrug. Tommy smiles, making the caterpillar wiggle. Well, keep practicing, buddy. Maybe if you get good enough, you could draw a cover for Revenge of the Lunch Lady. I back around him so I can keep an eye on his hands. Yeah, okay, thanks. Like that'll happen. Revenge of the Lunch Lady is the name of Tommy's band, and their biggest show so far had been at the bowling alley. No one had been able to hear them over the thumps of bowling balls and crash of falling pins. That's probably for the best. The rest of the way to my room, I think about Mom's words. What if Annie moved away? It's impossible to imagine life without my best friend. While all the other girls at school dress in pink and smell like flowers, Annie always smells like peanut butter and wears her brother's old jeans. Back in kindergarten, she ate an earthworm, and that's when I knew she was the one. The other kids tease us and say we're going to get married when we grow up. They make kissy noises when we walk past together, but that's gross. I don't want to kiss Annie. Annie eats earthworms after all. Ew. Mom's being silly. Annie's not leaving. Once I reach my room, I sit down at my table and get to work. Dad put my table in front of the window so I can look out and draw nice pictures of trees and birds, but mostly I use the window as a launch pad for paper airplanes and plastic parachute men. Instead of trees and birds, I draw a lot of animals and super awesome machines nobody else has thought of yet. My favorite is a robot named PizzaBot that can bake a pizza and do my math homework at the same time. I drew a toaster that can tie shoes and smear peanut butter on bread for Annie too, but I still think PizzaBot is better. Today I want to finish the animal I've been working on for a few days. I guess he's an animal. His head is round and soft like a teddy bear, with shiny black eyes, but he's no ordinary teddy bear. Once I finish, the rest of his body will have long tentacles like an octopus. It's gonna be awesome. Awesome. In the middle of drawing Octobear's third oozing tentacle, my pencil lead snaps off. I growl and fling my wounded pencil out the open window before I realize that was my only pencil. Lila's in her room with her door open when I stomp by. She leans in close to the mirror on her dresser and dabs at her eyelashes with a tiny black brush. Girls are weird. You'd never catch me poking myself in the eye with anything to look pretty. I poke my head into her room. Hey, you got a pencil? She stops and looks at me with a brush hovering near her eyeball. I flinch and look away. Just because Lila is my sister doesn't mean I want her to become a cyclops or wear a patch over her eye. No, Daniel, she replies. I do not have a pencil. Who died and made her an English teacher all of a sudden? She probably needs to help poor Tommy out, not me, since he can't even come up with a better word than drawer. I stalk away, taking back all the nice things I'd ever said about her, which weren't that many. I want to ask Mom about pencils, but Tommy and his fists still lurk in the living room. Octobear needs more legs, but if Tommy punches me one more time, my arm's going to fall off. Without my arm, it will be hard to draw. The only other place to look is in the attic. In the attic. I'm not supposed to snoop around up there because Mom says I make a mess. This one time I found a bunch of brand new action figures Dad hadn't even opened yet. Craziness. His face turned purple when he found me playing with them a few days later. Since then, the attic has been off limits for me. Octobear needs me, though. It takes a while, but I find a box of old art supplies buried under a fake Christmas tree and a bin of my old baby clothes. The stuff inside the box is mostly junk. I push aside a stack of paper with brown water spots and small containers of dried up paint until I feel something smooth and wooden. The wooden thing ends up being a case. And when I open it, there's a half-used pencil wrapped in green velvet. Doo-doo-dum. Yes. Why anyone would put a plain old pencil in a box like that, I don't know, but Dad is weird and keeps his toys in boxes too. With a shrug, I toss the cardboard box to the side and hurry back down to my room. I finished drawing the last of Octobear's limbs and start on a cat who will have a jetpack on his back. When Mom calls me down for dinner, the meatloaf is extra dry tonight, and Dad talks for a whole 10 minutes. A whole 10 minutes! Huh, about some market on Wall Street, wherever that is. As soon as I choke down the last awful bite, I run back to my room ready to send a cat into orbit. Only one problem. There's a cat on my desk, and he looks kind of familiar. The cat stands up and puffs his snowy fur. "Hey, pal," he says. I rub my eyes, then look over my shoulders towards the stairs where the rest of my family is still talking about James Bond or something. I knew this day would come. Mom's meatloaf has finally driven me insane. Not gonna answer me? He closes his yellow eyes and shakes his head. That's fine. But do me a favor, kid. My mouth hangs open. I try to speak, but the words get stuck inside of me. He turns to the paper lying on the desk next to him, and I see an empty space where his back should be. With his paw, he pats. Do you see my hand? He pats the cat drawing on the page. Finish drawing me. I slam the door behind me and run downstairs as fast as I can. Mom said she wanted me to make new friends. And now I guess I have. End. So remember, that is from my book. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, that way. Daniel the Drawer, available on Amazon and all fine retailers or my website, sjhenderson.net. Yay. So Daniel finds a magic pencil in his attic, and so leads me to believe that somebody else in his family knows something about it. What do you think? So let's have a discussion. Let's write a story. Let's do it. This is week 6. Bye-bye.